Just missed that one.
Yep. Okay, so
What are you seeing there?
what do you feel in your swing right now? Do you feel we've had a couple issues with our hips kind of thrusting towards the target, and we kind of, that makes us release our hands a little early, because if our hips go this way, all right, look at my spine and my head kind of comes up, right? It's not you lifted your head, you kind of just thrusted your hips.
Made it come
And
up.
that makes everything, so your brain says, uh-oh, I gotta flip my hand. So we're trying to feel that. Now what I have Mark doing, and we went over this a little bit, but we're feeling like we're actually gonna be sitting on our backswing, sitting into the golf ball. And then what we do is we kind of push off of that right side here, okay? And that kind of gets us to rotate a little bit more, and you'll feel more of a post on your left leg. And that's exactly what I mean. So it's gonna be here when we take it back, we sit into the right side, and then when we explode, we wanna feel like we're kind of finishing here. Because it's like, throwing a baseball. Here, we're going to throw it and we're going to finish kind of like that. Because what's happening is Mark kind of feels this, and then he's sitting into it good, but we're finishing like this, okay? Our hips are kind of still going that way. So if we feel like we're here and then right around here, then we'll kind of finish towards our target. And
I've spent years of swinging with that straightened leg at the top,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
have it.
Yep.
So to get into the squat and come out of it,
And it might take you. It might take you. I mean, what's my rule? You got to hit about 20 bad ones before they start getting good. So sit, kind of explode. Now, how'd that feel?
that felt good.
Yeah.
I didn't try to overpower it, but I tried to get the mechanics of it right, like you're saying. And
I'd
that
like
one went a little bit more left than some of those others were. I was going right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now we're just kind of working on the technique a little bit. I mean,
I like the technique.
yeah. Just sit into that right side and just explode right off. Better.
That was well hit.
Yep. There's your shot there. Anything in your setup you do, like anything before that you're hitting a sand shot?
I just play a little bit forward and kind of dig in a little bit, get a nice stable base, and I typically keep it square unless I want to make it a little shorter. I might open it up a little bit, or
depending on if you want to hit it a little higher or a little bit lower.
on the length of it.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead. Let me see you hit a couple shots and check it out.
I don't think I can get as close as yours. That one shot you came up here and hit.
Oh, I love the bunker. Pretty good.
Beside you, though.
Now, do you think you would benefit from maybe hitting it a little bit higher on this shot? Just for a second.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I do, Mark, is you have a lip in front of you here. We got to toss it out there. We got to land it pretty high and soft. Probably 15 feet short of the pin. Let it roll and trickle out a little bit. So the only thing different in my setup that I think you should do is when you want to hit a shot. I love your setup. I love your setup with you have an open stance. You play a lot of it more off the front. The one thing I want you to try and do on this next one, to add a little bit of loft, Okay, it's not really opening up your club face anymore, but if you actually lower your hands, so your address is here, if you actually lower your hands this way, you're actually going to add a little bit of loft to it. So same motion, almost feel like that right hand's on the club, and just right under it, slide right under it. Use that loft to bring it up. There you go.